welcome back to another episode of Mahayla's Music Moment, only here on Rock 92.7. I'm your host, Mahayla, and today I have one of the biggest party animals in the music business on the show, Koe Wetzel. So some of our listeners right now are probably really confused about why a country singer is on a rock radio show. And to them, I say I can bring whoever I want on the show. So seriously, your new album, Road to El Paso, is very different than what you normally have done in the past. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more use of like the electric guitar compared to the acoustic guitar. The drums carry more of the beats, which are all elements of rock music. But I would love to know your thoughts on why you think this album could be perceived as rock.
You know, going into the record, we didn't go in there and we're like, hey, we're gonna make a rock record. It was just kind of like an accumulation of the sound that we've been making over the last 4 or 5 years. With we had Harold Saw High, which was a lot different than anything we had done before. Mm-hmm. And then we went into Sellout, which was a little bit more heavier. And then this one, it was just, we just kind of fed off of Sellout and Harold Saw High, and we just went in the studio and made music, and it just came out the way it did. We didn't have an idea of it being a rock album until we put it out, and everybody was like, holy shit, this is a rock album. Once we stepped back and kind of looked at it after it was finalized, we were we didn't really know what we made. We were just in there making music. So it's not like we're trying to be a rock band or anything. That's just kind of how it came out. So I'm not leaving for good. I'll always be around, always have that style of music, but we're not writing for radio or anything like that. We're just making music, and how it comes out, it comes out.
And I think that's the best way to do it, and I think that in the long run, having that mentality will really take you farther. So I did want to ask you, in Cheers, actually, you said something along the lines of, here's to everyone else who's going, you don't know what country music is. You're such a disgrace to country music. Has anyone actually ever said that to you?
People will comment on stuff, and I'll get drunk and I take it a little personal sometimes. And whenever I was recording that, I was on the bottle a little heavy. So if you couldn't tell, but it was just kind of it was just kind of one of those deals. We kind of, like I said, once we got done with the record, we knew it was more rock than anything we had done before. So it was just kind of a screw you to everybody that was kind of, that we were kind of foreshadowed. We're gonna say say that kind of stuff. So we were letting them know, like, hey, we know this just as well. So we're gonna go ahead and say it for you and stuff.
Yeah, that's hilarious. And well, I was going to say, like, even if people have been saying that to you, I don't know why they would, because it's not a crazy concept,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift did it. Dolly Parton did it before her. And then even like Giovanni and the Hired Guns, who and who has actually been on our show. When you were writing this album, did you ever look to, Geo or maybe Jelly Roll for advice or anything like that? Since, they've kind of been there, done that, like splitting the line between country and rock.
Yeah, no, not really. I love Geo, love Jelly and those guys. And, what they did, kind of, Jelly was kind of more transition to rock into country, and Geo country into rock. And, but like I said, we didn't really have a set idea of how this record was going to go, and we didn't know that we were going to get thrown into the rock world like we did. So, we just kind of, sat back and wrote these songs and put these songs together. And then after they were put together, like, well, shit, here we are.
So then let me ask you this, today, right now, in this moment, what would you consider the genre that you perform?
Probably rock, closer to rock, alternative, I would say, because we still have those songs that lean more, to country more than, but still have a kind of a rock sound. So I wouldn't say full on rock, but probably alternative for sure. More that late '90s, early 2000s alternative sound. the big ballads, the big choruses, the catchy hooks and all that stuff like that. So yeah, I probably had to say around alternative.
Okay. Do you think that this answer will change in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't plan on, like I said, I don't plan on writing for a genre. I've talked about making a country record, but I got in the studio and tried to make the country record, and things weren't really going the way I'd planned. So I
Oh,
backed off of it. I say, country music's always going to be there.
right.
I'll always know how to write a country song and play country music. So when that time comes, I'll be ready for it. But right now we're excited with the music that we're making, and we're just here to play music. So
Yeah, I like that. I like that answer. Did want to actually commend you on the lyrics of the album, El Paso. I think with every single song, there is something for everybody, like somebody can relate to something in every single song almost. And I actually wanted to quote a line from Creep. And you've been lying next to me, slipping on the secrets you keep. Yeah, that shit gives me the creeps. Dude. Like I'm in a happy, healthy relationship right now,
yeah,
but I feel that.
it makes people wonder. It's kind of one of those deals. It's kind of like, I don't know. It kind of gives you a little bit of insecurity, just a little bit. Even though if you are in a really healthy relationship, there should never be any worry. But things do happen. Especially in this world today. So yeah, we just
Right.
we
Yeah.
just try to get as raw and real with this record as possible lyrically, and I think we got there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was actually going to ask you, which I probably already know the answer, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Do your songs usually come from like a really personal place?
Most of the time, yeah, I'll take, past experiences that I've had. If I'm stuck, I can go back on past relationships or, past events in my life, or, I can look at a friend or a friend's relationship and go off of that as well. But yeah, most of it's pretty personal. And it's kind of scary sometimes being that vulnerable and putting
Yeah.
yourself out there, but like that. But at the end of the day, I'm just like everybody else. I'm no different than anybody else, and I know people feel the exact same way that I do, or they have to, and that's what I want my fans to feel. So, um, if me being put out there like that is just something that I have to do, and fans can appreciate it, then hell yeah, you know.
That's awesome. Do you ever worry that you might be exposing too much of yourself? Because I bet like if we took every single song and dissected it,
Yeah.
'cause you know how sometimes girls get they're like part-time FBI agents.
Yeah.
So we could probably like figure out a lot about you, your past relationships,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. If you dissected it enough, you could find out where the bodies are for sure. But
Oh, okay.
no,
So girls get started.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go now.
Just kidding, just kidding. Moving on, I did want to actually talk about the process that you took when you were writing this album, which was a little different. For starters, you were stuck in El Paso for how long?
A little over a month. Yeah, we were out there for, yeah.
Okay. So
No.
not too bad, but still you were in El Paso, so that's
Yeah,
long enough.
yeah, the place out there, there's like no, the town, it was actually, we're in Tornillo, which is like 45 minutes south of El Paso, and there's no nightlife. The town is about, I don't know, I think 400 or 500 people. So after like 7 o'clock in the evening, everything shuts down.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just pure like nothingness out there,
Yeah.
nothing but inspiration and music. So
Yeah, you're just left with your thoughts. Like,
exactly.
yeah.
You start to self-reflect a lot out there.
Yeah. After, doing all of that, was there anything you would have done differently knowing what you know now?
No, absolutely not. I
That's
love
good.
it. Yeah, no. We have a lot of fun, and no, I don't regret anything or would have done anything different. You know, and
That's good. Yeah, that's good. And that, shows that you're proud of what you made,
Yeah,
So I love that. What was your favorite memory recording the album and why?
there were so many, and and I mean, this is pretty cliche coming from me, but we were pretty drunk making the record. My memory is just a slight bit slurred, but I don't know. I think my favorite memories were probably the ones that I don't remember. So,
Yeah,
if that makes any sense at all.
no, that
Yeah,
makes
I could
sense.
probably sit here and come up with a couple, but yeah, it's gonna take me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, understand. So, few fan questions, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, great. The first question actually comes from Marcos. He's actually one of our coworkers. He said, so one of your good friends, Parker McCollum, has recently blown up in the mainstream country scene. And although you both have your own unique audience, do you ever want to break into that mainstream country audience in the future? Or are you content with your current alternative country audience?
Um, it's just kind of whatever the future holds, honestly. We go into the studio just make music. So if it happens that way, then absolutely. But I'm not gonna force anything. So
Yeah, no, that completely makes sense. Also, do you ever subconsciously ever compare yourself to your artist friends?
uh no, not really. Not really. Me and Parker talk a lot of shit back and forth to each other.
Yeah, yeah, I bet. But
But
I mean, I was just wondering because it's human nature,
yeah,
I personally compare myself to my coworkers, and I'm like, why am I comparing myself to a 40-year-old man who has been working here longer than I've been alive,
yeah,
So
for sure.
I I would say, that's, understandable if you did. Moving on to the next question actually comes from my brother, Brandon, and he wants to know, did your dog actually die? I think
Yeah,
he did. Oh
yeah, it was terrible. It was back in college. And this guy had these mutts, but I mean, they were like blue heeler, breed, greatest dog I ever had. He caught parvo and actually passed away. It was pretty sad, but yeah,
oh my
I had to
goodness.
throw in this. I was in one of those moments whenever I was writing, and I was just kind of sad and depressed at everything in life. I was like, well, I might as well throw him in there for respect.
Oh my goodness, that's so sad. We actually had a dog around the studio and he passed away too. So they're probably both in dog heaven playing right
Oh
now.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
sorry, my brother had to bring down the mood a little.
It's all
So,
good.
but you know what? Let's talk about something happy. Another fan question actually comes from Aaron. He wants to know, what is your favorite song to perform right now?
Probably Creeps, honestly. Creeps gets the crowd going. It's the crowd favorite right now. So every time we start that, the people go crazy. It gets us fired up too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see how that's
Yeah.
your favorite to perform. He also had one more question. When are you coming back to Corpus? And he also said that he'll bring the chicks this time.
um, no, I don't know. Do we not have a Corpus Christi date on this tour?
No, not that we know of.
I have to talk to
Let's,
my I have to talk to
yeah,
my booking agents about it.
okay. Because I was secretly hoping that you would be like, surprise, we're coming.
Hey, and
So
we honestly might do that. I might just pull up at Brewster Street and just do a pop up. That's my go-to spot down there. So
yes, that would be so fun. One more question, which actually comes from my friends in Houston. They wanted to know, on average, how many bras get thrown on stage during a show?
oh man, I have no clue. We've got like a little contraption. It's like I don't know, it's like a box, and it's called the booby trap, and it's got bras of all sizes. I think last tour we had like 270 or something like that. It was insane amount of bras. It was, but
Wow.
it's insane. The
Yeah.
bad part is like after the show, girls will come like, "Can I get my bra back?" It's like
Yeah. Well,
it's
you should know. You should give it.
You should give it back to them because those suckers are expensive.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Let me
They're like,
tell
it brought was
ya.
so expensive. I'm like, why'd you throw it in the first place?
True.
Thank you so much to Koe Wetzel for coming on the show. You can catch Koe live on April 13th in Austin, April 27th in Stephenville, June 9th in Fort Worth, June 10th in the Woodlands, and to see the full list of dates, head over to koewetzelmusic.com. Thank you for listening to Rock 92.7. Until next time, keep on rockin'.